5:44 p.m. So it's evening here in Kenya, 5:44. That is, we are almost running into 6 p.m. And I hope you find family wherever you are. So Wagwan for those in Jamaica, Wamaste for the India family. South Africa, how are you? Sydney, good evening. And for Kenya, habari zenu. So we are here on political ground. Of course, today everybody knows that Azimio has had another bombshell for the government. Now, I think, in my view, this is just one way to sanitize ODM. Just like Sifuna came up in Citizen saying that they think their values have been compromised, and when the journalist asked whether he was compromised or Baba was compromised, he was a bit faltering, but at the end of the day, we actually understood that they are under siege. In Kenya, we say under siege. So it seems currently ODM are under siege because they are seeing that Gachagua is walking very fast, and he may be bypassing them or surpassing them. So the reality is that the move that ODM has taken is not for the safety or for the goodness of citizens, but it's for their own interest. Sifuna announced the other day that he was, they were actually to realign for the 2027 elections. I don't know whether to say 2027 or 2026 anymore, because from the constitutional point of view, elections should be 2026, but from political point of view, many politicians say they are supposed to be running for actually 5 years, and therefore they keep referring to 2027. So which is which, we are not so sure. So guys, it's very true that the government is furious. Of course, we saw yesterday, from yesterday, a lot of people trying to say that Sifuna should be kicked out of ODM, right? The example of Mbadi, if you read some messages that they were sending, they were insinuating that Sifuna should be coming out of ODM. Yeah. So let me just check for the news and get to what he said, because I like evidence. Annabelle. Yeah, I think this is what he said. Let's just check on Citizen Digital. Yeah, it is. Mbadi on Sifuna. Hizo vitu nimetoa hapo. I don't want something there. Anna, Teresa, remove those clothes. Right? My camera sometimes is capturing there and it's capturing clothes instead of a clear place. So remove for me, please. Thank you. So the Orange Democratic Movement, actually, where did the rain start beating them? So ladies and gentlemen, we know very well that ODM started facing a lot of downfall. Immediately, they decided that they are going to have a core government with Kenya Kwanza. So since then, we have a lot of members of ODM who are left out in the rain, you know. Like they were not given that mandate to run key posts in the government. And so they picked Mbadi, they picked Mike Sonko, and they picked who else? Andai. Wandai or Andai, yeah. So, of course, we know very well that most times when the cake is being shared, everybody wants the best share. But when some get a small piece or miss it out totally, it becomes, you know, disaster, right? And that is actually what happened in ODM. When Baba joined forces in a broad-based government with Ruto and his allies, Not everybody in ODM was comfortable. And we've been seeing clearly some of them complaining, you know. Teresa, get to have water and bathe. Gabu, weka maji yaoge. Yeah, so it came out clearly from the onset, and I saw it. You saw people like Sifuna, they were never content, you know. A little bit of the bad girl, Millie Ojambo, was also not very satisfied, because I remember she began saying that Wandai is not representing them, and instead they would have somebody from Suba community. We had somebody, I don't know how they came about mentioning something to do with Wanga. I can't actually contextualize it here. But the tensions kept rising, and we could see clearly that the rising tensions were not for the welfare of citizens, rather for their own well-being, right? So, Secretary General Edwin Sifuna comes out yesterday, the previous day, to say on Citizen that they are discontent with what is happening, especially when Ojwang was killed in the police cell. And he spelled out that the OMAU died after the agreement failed here. He said that the Broadband government was found on the basis of democracy and also restraining from destroying lives. Now, I don't know why he decided to use Ojwang instead of the rest of the young men who died during Sabasaba and even the other demonstration. Immediately Ojwang died. Is it because he's the genesis of the rest of the reactions that followed, or is it just because he really represents the extrajudicial killing on the peak? So we actually saw that on Ramogi TV, Mbadi decided to chastise Sifuna, and let's get to it. Let's check for it. Yeah, so guys, welcome here, and I actually appreciate your presence. I wish that once you come here, you participate actively in our discussions. Yeah, actually, I wish that people have this engagement. Like yesterday, we had a very nice engagement on live stream with a lot of people participating and directly sharing this and that. Yeah, so I was so happy. And I felt great that we actually achieved a great goal. And in fact, we had a lot of people also on the live stream. By the end of the day, we had almost 200 and something. And that was a great move. So, guys, even though we don't understand Luo, this is what happened on Ramogi TV. I don't know whether it was intended to include us or it was just about them.
Kata next week or the other week mun wabet kanyakla to kata mnare mono mono mabende is a senior government official mawuoko mabei yani wamusiep na kata nyoro nyowan kode wagomba ko pimo wechege kendo nyako ne abro gombo ni mondo kata kanyalo convince wage nikech bende ane kora ne senior most politician in Omabei etelo lero ne okomor koro kaka jodak mawuok e county no.
So for those of us who don't understand Luo language, of course, what I get from the entire thing is that Mbadi was trying to say that it's high time Sifuna is pulled out of the ODM. Why? Because he's saying too much, you know. He's saying a lot about the government, you know. Let me just check whether there's a translation of this.
But let me now conclude. Baba, this county of Homa Bay is united in terms of leadership. We are united. We are in ODM. Let me repeat. I am in ODM. I am not of official of ODM because the law does not allow me, but I am a member, a life member of ODM. I am not about to relinquish that. We work together with government. We sit.
All right. So, we've seen Mbadi actually trying to prove that he can deliver for the government. Shanti Bobo, hi, welcome on board. Thank you so much. You can give a like. Today we are targeting 30 likes. I don't know whether we'll make the objective, but I'm very positive. So when you come about, do give a like and participate in an active chatting session to engage yourself in the discussion surrounding Sifuna, ODM, and the CS who have resigned. In my opinion, I believe they are resigning because they have interest in seats and they are afraid that if they continue to sit quiet, they are going to lose their positions in the whatever positions they are going for. That is why Sifuna yesterday, the other day when he was in Citizen, he came out clearly indicating that he is ready. He is ready to resign if told so. However, he also said that there are many private discussions ODM has held and is not going to reveal it. Now, today, or rather the next day, they woke up and decided that all the CS are going to resign, right? Save from Mbadi, maybe Mike Sonko, and Wandai. Now, remember, the three had been mentioned by Sifuna as individuals who have a profile of having faith. And they really grabbed the opportunity that the government offered in the broadband government because they were almost like people who have actually messed everywhere. Right? That is what Sifuna said. Those are not my words. Now, let's get to understand now what is going to happen, because in my own analysis, I'm looking at what ODM has done as a strategy to split votes. They know that the opposition was coming out strongly. And if they are going to actually form the opposition or government, they are going to take it. So they decided, why can't we go? Because in fact, this speculation of Raila Odinga vying for presidential seat or whichever member in ODM came about, I think, early this month. It came about early this month. You remember? If you are very active in politics, you remember that. Now, clearly what I see is a strategy to ensure that we have split votes, because if Raila Odinga or any other person from ADM is going to vie, people will go for him or her. Then they'll go for Gachagua and his team. And if there is another candidate, they'll go for them. But Ruto's votes will be bound together. That's the reality. That's the reality. People don't want to hear this. But just put one and one together and see what's going to happen. Now let's get to this discussion surrounding tribalism. We are actually seeing people like Tony Gashoga warning MP Peter Kaluma against tribal politics. We also saw Sudi talking about the same. We saw Kimani Ichung'wah talking about the same. We went to Kiambu. We saw Kavoko talking about the same. Now, you people, why do you think a lot of politicians are talking about tribalism? Remember, Gachagua was impeached on grounds that he was tribal, that he was talking about Murima so much. And that narrative is being sold every day in most of the sittings by the leaders. They stand up and say, this man is selling tribalism. He went to USA, he talked in Kikuyu. He went to a celebration which was Kikuyu. He goes about calling people cousins, and cousins as a definition is this and this. So you've seen this narrative being sold around, right? Now, it seems ODM was shaken. They were shaken. Ladies and gentlemen, if you actually see what the ground was, you see that Raila already has lost it in the eyes of many. Apart from those who are very loyal to him, there are those who actually worship and they can't quit. But there are those who have been seeing and looking at him as a selfish individual who has been riding on the young people. And maybe the statement given by Maverick said that he rides on the blood of the young people over years and takes over power and then benefits as an individual. Now let's get to see something here.
Not all toothpastes are made equal. Colgate Total is engineered
Let's skip
to be
that
3 times
advancement.
more effective at fighting.
It's 3 minutes. Let's start with Senator Chalagay Samson.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I agree this is a procedural motion. Mr. Speaker, it has always been my argument because as a ranking member of this House, Mr. Speaker, we should do more of oversight visits. I remember in public accounts we have tried, even removing in WhatsApp groups, even in United Democratic Alliance. Mr. Speaker, Senator Kanwale is on several occasions attacking this government. We have even removing in WhatsApp groups, even in United Democratic Alliance executive meeting where I am a member of NEC. He doesn't sit there because he's opposing government. And that is why I'm advising you on Revelation chapter 3 verse 14 to 22. The Bible says don't behave like Ludokia Christians. You are neither cold or warm. And that is why I'm saying as a majority leader, as a majority whip, how can he question government on development, yet he is using a government vehicle? Yet he is the whip of the government, Mr. Speaker, and accusing government that they have done nothing in Western Kenya. Mr. Speaker, I know he's trying for popularity contest to run for governor of Kakamega, but he will not survive. When ODM is having a candidate, he will not survive in Kakamega, Mr. Speaker, and the SG of ODM is looking at me. Because the current governor of Kakamega is a member, distinguished member of ODM, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to advise, I am not a small man, Bwana Kanwale. The fact that I was elected by the great people of Nandi to be the same, not only as the first senator, I am enjoying my 2 term, Mr. Speaker. And God willing, President Ruto will enjoy the 2 term coming into the future, Mr. Speaker. I want to appeal, we are in this broad-based government.
Now you see Cherargei was coming out to say that Raila is going to work with President Ruto beyond 2027. He was clearly saying that given that he was elected by the people of Nandi twice, 2 terms, so will the President Ruto. And so that's why, of course, you've seen in some of my videos or live streams, we have been talking about Khalwale complaining of how he was removed in WhatsApp and all that. Now, Cherargei comes in Parliament and clears the airs. And of course, he's addressing not just Senator Cherargei, but also Sifuna. Not just Khalwale, but also Sifuna, that he should watch out. ODM is going to work with Ruto. So for whatever he says, even if ODM is now aligning and working their way, he should be aware that they are going to work together. And that is why I'm telling you that this strategy of ODM actually seeming to fool the citizens that they are working out to realign the ground is a strategy. A strategy to make sure that, again, after the elections in 2027, they come together and work as a broad-based government or whichever. Because they know the trick. They know what they are doing. You can't just wake up one morning and now say that we are resigning, all of us. It is a strategy. Yeah. So guys, continue liking the video. Like the video. I've not seen any likes so far, even one. Shanti Bobo and anybody else online. Yagumru. Hello, how are you? Give me a like on the video. I'm really waiting upon the likes because I'm not seeing any yet. And I think if you appreciate what I'm doing or otherwise encouraging me, we can go on by giving likes. Thank you so much, Gumru. And I don't know, Shanti Bobo, where did you go? And there are still more people here on board. Currently, consider giving the like because it encourages us. You know, it's like when you are running and waiting for glucose as in races. So You actually wait for glucose, and when you're given, you are rejuvenated. So the likes are like glucose when somebody's racing. Yagmuru, we are in Kenya, so I'm from Kenya, and I'm doing a live stream based on Kenyan politics, and that's why I'm here to actually understand, unravel the narrative of ODM, that is the Orange Democratic Party, deciding that all the CS within it are resigning. Yeah, of course I am from Kenya. I am from Kenya. You're saying you can't understand very well. Why? What makes you not understand very well what I'm discussing? Is it the political aspect, or what exactly is it? Yeah, so guys, we've been seeing the airs around politics. They are favoring the opposition that is coming up. And if the opposition plays, then the government is taking it. You know? My accent is different, I don't know. Because I actually, most times, it depends with how you listen. I don't know why it should be different. Because maybe depending on where you come from, maybe Igumroy, where do you come from? So that you may not actually understand. You are from Turkey? Oh, I'm so, maybe, Turkey, by the way, which language do you speak? Turkey? Because I've had various people coming to this platform from Turkey. The other day I saw about 3 people coming to the platform from Turkey. Turkey is the language? I don't know how they communicate. I would actually have an interest because some audience come here and they're from Turkey. So I'll begin actually listening to their language. Do you speak Arabic, or Turkey is, what kind of mixture is it? Oh, Turkish is the language. Turkish. Hey, I've not even ever heard even a one word. Maybe you can post for us here, like greetings, if you're saying good morning or good evening or how are you. Generally, how are you in Turkish? How do you say? Because I only know in India. In India, they say wamaste. The people from Argentina, is it? They say hola. When you go to German, they say the general, how are you? How is it in Turkey? All right, nasilsin. Hey, nasilsin. All right, it means how are you? So when I say nasilisin, then how do you respond? If I say nasilisin, what is your response? Then gunayidin. Gunayidin is morning, okay? When for us it's good morning. Then I say liyiyim. So when you say nasilisin, then I say layiyim. Interesting. Very interesting, you know? If I did exploration like traveling, I would actually know these languages, because when I stay at some place, even for 1 month, I would actually begin to understand the language. Yeah, so nasilisin liyim. I hope I won't forget, so that anybody, if my audience come here from Turkey, I'll be just saying nasilisin, and I hope they'll respond layiyim. Or when they ask me nasilisin, then I'll remember nayiyim. And if they say gunaidin, do I say gunaidin, layiyin gunaidin, or how do I say? I really want to understand. Like if they say like good morning, gunaidin, then I just respond also gunaidin liyim, or how do I respond? Okay, that's interesting. I've learned something. Every day is a learning day. So I've learned something from the Turkish people. A German audience was here the other day, and they told me in German, the general word for how are you, which word was it? How are you? Let me remember. They told me something here, though I normally know for good morning, good afternoon, like something like that. So I think German, they say Vergisst Elinen, something like that. Yeah. Vergisst ile yen. I think that's how the German people say. So I really appreciate that today I've learned how the the Turkish or people from Turkey say. They say nasilisin, and you respond la yim. All right. Yeah, there's a lot I would want to learn from Turkish people, and I hope one day I'll just do a live stream whereby I'm trying to learn from different people. When people come here, we chat, and I just ask some things about their place. Like if I say something like it's very cold, it's very cold, it's very warm. But for today, let me focus on the political discussion. Actually, welcome here from Turkey. Big up to you. And continue supporting us, On these platforms, we just require your support, your presence. It means a world to us. It's a great opportunity to have different audience coming here and listening to what we say and actually giving us likes and appreciating. As I've said, the likes and watching our videos is like glucose to someone who is racing and they're thirsty. So once you get the glucose, you have the energy to keep running. So thank you so much. Yeah, so now ODM, this is what they decided today. I want to play a clip. You can watch this. Just watch this and tell me what is this that was happening here, Because Mbadi is the cabinet secretary who accepted the position from Kenya Kwanza. And he became the treasurer, Moneybag, Mr. Moneybag. He became Mr. Moneybag. So Yugmore is saying, Seni civil room. All right. Then I say, thank you. How do you say thank you? Yagumuru, how do you say thank you? Something like thank you. I would actually appreciate that, to understand that word, because in German they say danke. Danke. All right. So let's go ahead and play this clip so that you see what is happening in Kenya. So they say desekum, ederim, deseku. Hey, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing correctly. Sometimes Turkey language looks more of some Arabic, a mixture of Arabic and something else. Right. So thank you for the 2 likes. We are targeting 30 likes today. So my good community, my good family, continue giving me more likes because our target is 30. Yeah, so let's look at this. This was breaking news by today morning. It's only that I didn't have time to... Oh, so it's different from Arabic. My assumption was that it's more of Arabic. Though I know Arabic words, some 1-2 words, and it's a bit different. But then, like desekur, like the way it is being written, even the phonic itself, the S and the U, they somehow, like this, how do you say this? I don't think it is said the way we say this in English. All right, so let's go back to our political platform and show this to the people. All right, so it comes from Central Asia, Ural, Altai. That's interesting. I need to read something because I'm a linguist. I've done English and literature, and I take interest in languages, and I would wish I become a polyglot. It would be so interesting because I would actually now have different platforms. I would even do some things in, in your languages and translate, and it would be a very nice platform, a YouTube channel, Yeah. In Kenya, we have different languages, although the common language is Kiswahili and English. We speak Kiswahili and English, but we have different languages depending on the tribe you come from. If you come from Luya people, you'll speak Kiluya. If you are from Kikuyu, you speak Kikuyu. If you are from Masai, you speak Masai language as the native language. But the common language that meets all of us together as Kenyans, it is Kiswahili, number 1. Then number 2, everybody at least who has gone to school up to even class 5 can speak English. Yeah, so those 2 languages are what we use. And in Kenya we use both British English and American English, depending on the background, on where you went to school, and your preference. Yeah. So the Sekur Ederim for informing me a lot about Turkey, and I think one day, continue watching me every now and then. Maybe one day I'll have a live stream just to interact with different people in different languages. And I also have another channel, Edutainment for Us, whereby I do a lot of live streams, especially to do with interaction. All right, Mazo, Hosa from South Africa. How do I say hi to in Hosa language? Mazo, in Hosa, South Africa, how do you say hi? Like, how are you? I would actually want to know. Malema. I really love that man, Malema, in politics. He pushes everything. And when you read Fathers of Nation, we have someone long way, third way. All right, Molo. No, I'm not a racist, Yagumura. I'm not a racist. I actually accommodate everybody. Everybody. Whether you are Indian, whether you are American, whether you are Chinese. I've even learned some Chinese, some little Chinese. And when it comes to things to resist, I don't see the importance of being a racist, because how will it help me? Everybody is just different color, but same people. We have the same blood. So I'm not a racist, Yagumuru. I'm only that I like interacting with people from different places, and I really appreciate everybody as they are. I'm not a racist at all. If maybe something insinuates that, I'm so sorry. So Mazo says Molo. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So like when you say in Hosa Molo, then how do I respond? How do I respond? Big up to Mazo, big up to Yagumuru, and big up to the first person was Shanti Bobo. Thank you so much. You can give me a like, Mazo. Oh, maybe what Yagumuru felt like I'm a racist is when I say I love Malema. I love Malema the way he is actually just outgoing. Not because of the aspect of racist, but the fact that he just is very assertive and outgoing, you know. Very many people are not that. So I don't like go for the aspect of racism here. No, not at all. Because if you look at my channel, I talk about politics for every other nation. And even currently, I should do a video on Jamaica. And in that platform, I don't focus on someone based on race. I just want to know more about different people from different places. Right. Why are you a racist? Being a racist is not safe. You shouldn't be, because it would sometimes block you from friendships, which not every person is bad. Maybe one person may mess with you from even our own tribes. We find that people from our own tribes mess with us. Even in our own Kenya, when you look around, people within Kenya from different tribes, they are just messing up each other. And not that like you wouldn't say all blacks are good, you wouldn't say all whites are good, you wouldn't say all Indians are good. Every different race has good and bad people. So don't be a racist, you guru. All right, so let's proceed to this something that happened today. There was a bombshell dropped by ODM. Of course, I understand if you are from South Africa, you are from Turkey, India, or anywhere else in the world, you've heard a lot about ODM. Thank you for the 3 likes out of 30, because that is our target today. I hope we'll reach our threshold. So we heard about, if you've heard about ODM, it has been a very major party that has been standing with Raila Odinga. Of course, everybody now knows Raila Odinga because he vied for the UN position and failed in the entire thing. So let's get to see the announcement that was made today by the ODM party. Right. All right. Oh, Okay. I need to understand. Maybe there's some history around what Yagumuro is saying. I'm not so sure with what he says. Okay. Religion. I am in Catholic. That is religion. Christianity, Catholic. Okay, asante. Thank you. Okay. So in Kenya, generally, a lot of people are, we have about 3 or 4 churches, religions. We have those who practice the traditional religion known as Dini ya Msambwe. Then we have those who are in Hinduism. We also have people who are into Muslim. And then we have those who are into Christianity. Christianity takes a lot of population. I think about 70%. Muslim takes about 20%. India, I think there are about Indians about 10, maybe or 15%. Then we have 5% or less in the native church, the ancient church, that is Dini ya Msambwe. And I think there are some other religions that have not really been spelled out, but maybe they are there, because I may not actually rule out every other thing. So actually, I am into Christianity. So let's focus on our discussion actually, because there are people who are really focused towards what discussion we are into. The discussion was surrounding ODM. All right. So let's get to that before I can answer more questions from the other part, so that I don't digress and many of the people are waiting for the political discussion. Yeah, so if you've not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing also, because that really matters a lot, It really matters a lot to me. So let's get to hear the bombshell that was dropped first before I get to again talk about the responses. Which topic? Okay, so let me get to this first before I get back to the topic. So that was ODM party and whatever statement they released.
Gentlemen, we have had a meeting of the Central Committee of the ODM party. Central Committee is the organ of the party that deals with managerial issues in the party and also issues of policy. We have a comprehensive meeting today, and we have a statement which is going to be read to you by the Secretary General, Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Now, if I may ask you people, ladies and gentlemen, why is it that, of course, the party leader, or rather, I don't know, that is Raila Odinga had to actually stand up, but then let the SecGen speak. And remember, the other day he had said that SecGen represents the party, and whatever he speaks, the entire party has spoken. So, on live, SecGen had to go ahead and speak, and let's listen to what he says here.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We proceed straight to the statement of the Central Committee, and it is titled, "This is Kenya's last best chance." The Central Committee of the party has this morning held a meeting to deliberate on the ongoing crisis in Kenya. This meeting is happening at a most difficult time for our country, given all that has happened in the last few weeks. We are acutely aware that many families are still in mourning, having lost their loved ones, with civil society groups estimating that over 30 young Kenyans fell to the regime bullets in the course of the street protests. Many of these families are yet to bury these victims.
All right, so why did they wait? Because Sabasaba happened on 25th of June, and currently we are almost at 25th of July. So my question is, okay, thank you. So my question is, why did they have to wait for a whole month before they came up with a brief on this? Now that is why I'm actually thinking that ODM is not doing for the welfare of the people. Instead, they are protecting their own interests of the next term in offices. And that is why they have decided to come out, but they are using the name of the fallen people, and maybe they may convince people. I don't know. It's about the citizens, whether they'll be convinced that what the government is doing is for the betterment of the country and maybe seeking justice for the fallen heroes, or is it for selfish gain of the party? But from my perspective, I believe they are doing it for their selfish interest of ODM. Because why were they not doing anything earlier? So let's continue to listen before I proceed to speak.
On behalf of the entire ODM party, the Central Committee extends its deepest condolences to all those who have lost their loved ones and pray that God will comfort them in this time of tragedy. And their whereabouts remain unknown. To make it worse, it is clear that no one in government is ready to take responsibility, to render an apology, or to make amends. The head of state himself has tried to distance his regime from these killings, injuries, and abductions, instead conjuring up theories when everyone can see the blood on his hands. We have the most callous, insensitive, and obtuse regime in the history of Kenya. It is no wonder.
Looking at that speech, guys, who do you think wrote it? Do you think it was ChatGPT? Now that currently many people are going to create speeches using ChatGPT, just posting aspects like collect this information, place it together with this and that, and then release it to the people. Again, when you go back to Sifuna, who always speaks in Parliament, would you say it was written by ChatGPT, or was it written by Sifuna himself? That is my question. Now, I'm looking at Raila, the facial expression, and I'm like, okay, I've eaten, but then I still want to continue eating. So this is a strategy. Let's go for it. So the facial expressions of everybody in that brief or release, I don't know whether you clearly looked at them. I'll be showing the faces right away, one by one. What is your thought about their facial expressions? Look at that. Look at that. Eh. Look at that. And look at that. Now, these people have given us a facial expression of people who are very apologetic. Is it being, faked? Is it a fake face to actually make Kenyans believe in what they are saying? Or is it a genuine one? I'm waiting for responses from you people who are watching, possibly, especially if you understand the politics of Kenya. And if you know these people face by face. Many citizens came up to call Raila Msaliti a treacherous individual who has been cunning after the 2024 bill was read. And then young people were killed. And of course, they had said they are faceless, they are leaderless. And when the government now came in with the broad-based government, they felt betrayed because they were like, how comes we said we don't want to have an agreement, we just want it done. Now, yesterday you saw Sifuna saying that they were waiting for it to be done. They were waiting for it to be done and not to have a government in limbo. And that is why when the young people did not finish the mission, they decided that they will have to collaborate with the government to stop the killings and also to have democracy. This alarm sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, so all right. Let's go back and hear more.
That chants of Ruto must go are ringing out all across our land. Government must never abdicate its responsibility to protect life and the property of its citizens. And if it does, as Ruto has done, it deserves to go. As a party that was founded on the tenets of social justice, we shall walk the journey of bringing about justice and accountability for all of the regime's crimes since they took power. We stand with the people in their quest to liberate themselves politically, socially, and economically. Sadly, a few of our members went against the consequences shortly. In light of this state of affairs, the meeting has resolved as follows. Number one, that it is time for all of us in the political leadership to begin to listen. Listen to what the people are saying and not to our own voices. The young people have spoken in plain language that should be clear.
Yeah, advancements.
To everyone. Let's not be vague. Let's just do what the young people are telling the government to do. Number two, we consider this to be Kenya's last best chance. The youth have given our country our last best chance. We either seize it and swim with it by implementing all their demands, or we ignore it and sink the country altogether.
I don't know whether you believe what Sifuna is saying here, that they are deciding to stand by their values. Yeah, in the Citizen interview, he came up saying that they have realized that their values have been violated, or rather they have stood against their what they stand for. They have realized that instead of standing with the truth, instead of standing with what the party was formed for, they are standing for what the government is doing. And of course, the government currently has been accused of so many things. Abductions, as Gachagua mentioned, extrajudicial killings, corruption, and even silencing people so that there's no democracy. As far as Sifuna was saying yesterday that there is democracy, yeah, we enjoy it like I'm doing it here. But at some point, if they feel like you're influential, they'll do away with you, just like they did with Ojwang. Just like every time Maverick has had to disappear and appear. And so many other people, guys. So, I don't know. When Sifuna says this, is he sure that he is now going to stand for the values that we knew ODM was standing for? People have turned them upside down, inside in. And they have understood now that ODM was not there to represent them. It was there to represent the people's interests, their own interests, not the people as citizens, in quotes, but their people in terms of the individuals in that party. Now, we saw the tune turning. I, in fact, did a live stream indicating how Millie Ojambo turned the narrative and was saying that Gachagua is rightful to say one term. You know? And I'm just wondering, people like Halwale, are they going to join ODM or are they going to join Gachagua? Now let's go on.
That the Kenya Kwanza regime must take full responsibility for all the deaths, injuries, and destruction of property arising from the violent suppression of peaceful protests. the president must publicly direct his security organs to forthwith seize the ongoing abductions, an exercise that we believe is being undertaken with his full approval and the approval of the state. He must account for and order the release of all detainees abducted by these security agencies. Number 4, that the Independent Police Oversight Authority must expedite investigations into all these incidents. Number 5, that in our view, what happened on the 25th of June 2024 amounted to a vote of no confidence in the Ruto regime. It is clear that this fact is totally lost on Ruto. It is reflected in his petulant proposals on how we manage our economy following the rejection of his tax bill. Instead of focusing on cutting wastage, opulence and corruption in his regime, he is hitting back at the Kenyan people with threats to cut funding for the judiciary and the county governments. 6, that the ODM party will support credible austerity measures in the executive and in parliament. These two institutions have been expressly indicted by the people as citadels of largesse and wastage.
Citadels of legit and wastage, right? Now, when I look at the people standing here and speaking what they are saying, and then look at Mbadi giving a different statement, we've also seen Wanga giving a different statement. Then I ask myself, is it because Sifuna or those who are standing here were not part of the government, and Baba has been pulled and forced and told ODM is losing it? It's losing its legacy, and of course it has lost it. I don't know whether they are going to manage to acquire it. But if Kenyans are going to trust in ODM, I'm so sure they'll be they'll be lost. Let them just trust in individuals, like individual leaders instead of a party, because these parties do not represent all Kenyans. They do not. The reality is that we've come to learn from what ODM has done the many years, that many leaders are there to represent themselves and their families maybe. They are not there to represent us. And maybe we can just look at leaders as they are and not the party per se. When people are voting out there, they should be sane enough to look at individuals as they come to them and not a party. Right?
Fresh memory of the invasion of parliament and standing threats for occupation of the executive seat. Yes, sorry. What happened on the 25th, on cutting wastage, opulence and corruption in his regime? He is hitting back at the Kenyan people with threats to cut funding for the election of parliament and standing threats for occupation of the executive seat of power. As ourselves, we will also be taking steps to scale down on our presence across the country and some of our activities to reflect this new economic reality. Lastly, that ODM shall initiate and lead recall processes in the following constituencies in light of the current office holders' repeated violation of their sacred oath and the wishes of their electorate. Number 1, Game constituency. Number 2, Bondo constituency. Number 3, Nabaholo constituency. Number 4, Kajiado Central. Number 5, Ikolomani. And lastly, Suba South in Homa Bay. Thank you. That is the end of the statement.
Did you hear about the mentioned constituencies? Navaholo, Suba, Homa Bay, Gem. Which other am I forgetting? Where they are going to restitute. So let's check these people. Like, I think Homa Bay, it's about Wanga. And we've seen Wanga attacking the Sifuna. When we go to Navaholo, let's check who is the Navaholo MP. Navaholo MP is Emmanuel Wangwe, right? Then now let's go to GEM. I don't know whether GEM has it. It was the place for GEM MP. Odhiambo Elisha Ochieng, right? What about the governor? Governor, generally, GEM is under what? Siaya. Siaya, was it for James Orengo? Why should they think about it? Or just GEM as the MP, maybe? Then Suba, governor, we have Millie Ojambo. What about MP? Suba, anybody to mention to me? The Suba MP. Suba MP is known as Omondi Karoli, right? And he's very close to the government. So I think they are trying to replace those. Wangwe, Omondi. Of course, when you look at Homa Bay, the governor, also Wanga, is very supportive to the current regime. So that is the decision that ODM has finally taken. But I'm still not convinced that they are doing it for the goodness of citizens, but for their own goodness. I don't know. Maybe people who are coming here can. All right. So let's go through this slowly.
Number 2, Bondo constituency. Number 3, Navajo.
Let's go
of the current
through
office
this.
holders repeated violation of their sacred oath and the wishes of their electorate.
Number 1,
GEM constituency.
GEM constituency. Let's go for GEM constituency and show. GEM constituency MP. I want you to look at this man. GEM constituency. This is the MP for GEM constituency. He has repeatedly violated what ODM wants, right? This is the man for GEM. So they are actually deciding that now that he's violated ODM demands, they are reconsidering. What did he do? Actually, somebody can tell me. What did he do to violate the terms of ODM? And of course, when you look around for information, it is indicated that he disrespected Raila, you know. In February 2023. Is that the situation? Yeah, that's the case. Now let's go to the second member who has been ousted. Ousted also.
Number 2, Bondo constituency.
Bondo constituency. Let's go for Bondo constituency. Who is this? Bondo constituency MP. Gideon Ochanda. Here he is. And of course we see that he had indicated he had resigned at some point, I think. This is the man. Let's look at him. I'm just taking slow steps to make you go through. And here he is.
Delegates from all the wards in Bondo constituency, namely
No, he's not here.
West, Imbo West, Imbo East, Central.
He's not here. Let me find the picture for him. He's not here. Ochola Gideon Ochanda. Here he is. Ochola Ochanda. The person who has been among those who are ousted. Here he is. If you can see it. Honorable Ogola Gideon Ochanda. Now let's listen to the next. The next to be ousted out.
Number 3, Navaholo constituency.
Navaholo, of course, that is Wangwe. Navaholo, that is Kakamega. Kakamega. Let's see Honorable Wangwe Emmanuel. Here he is. This man here. I hope you've seen Wangwe Emmanuel. Now the next on the list of
Number 4, Kajiado Central. Number 5,
Kajiado Central first. Kajiado Central. All of you know the MP, Kanchori Elisha Messi. Here he is. Now let's go to the next. The next on the list.
Kolomani, and lastly, Suba South.
Ikolomani MP, who is it? Someone tell me if you know. Ikolomani MP, anybody who knows? Shinari Bernard, right? Here he is. Here he is. And finally, Suba. Is it Suba North?
In Homa Bay. Thank you.
Suba North, and then Homa Bay. Suba North. Oh, Suba North, why am I even struggling to check? It's Emilio Jambo, right? Really? All right, so that was the statement by Sifuna. And I was looking at this as a sacrificial process to make sure that we see as Kenyans that these people are busy doing something, you know?
That is the end of the statement.
So there are some questions which were raised immediately by the media.
Eric? Yes, so
and during this time of crisis, when Kenya has the Parliament, National Assembly has to go for a recess during this period. What actually transpired? Because when that decision was being made, there was a blackout in Parliament.
Yeah, and so the question was about how fast this has come.
Questions that are related to the statement we've read. Brad?
Yeah, I'm very keen to understand that. Now, you say that you support the demands by the youth. One among the demands is the resignation of President Ruto. Do you support that?
The youth have spoken in clear and certain terms. Let us not pretend like we don't hear what they're saying. You have heard it, we have heard it, Ruto has heard it. Next question.
The second question was that the kind of environment that the president
Please, don't touch that one. It's making this one go blank.
Do you think it supports his calls for dialogue?
No,
God
because
bless her.
nobody believes what the president is saying. His
This is
actions
the
and words are
answer,
totally different. And what we have called for in our statement, first of all, is he must publicly speak to his police.
Thank you.
Publicly,
Get the towel.
and tell them that he knows what they are doing and Kenyans have asked that he stop. So if he doesn't stop that really, there is really nothing to discuss. Many of the people he's looking for to have a discussion with are actually in custody. Let's look.
Yeah, like you listed some 5 constituencies that you are going to initiate the recall.
Six. Yes.
You know they are not the only ones who voted against the party. How did you arrive at the 5? And then secondly,
yes, the criteria was very simple. In our statement, we have said repeat offenders. Those who voted against the wishes of the people in 2023 and again did it in 2024 because there are few who met their Damascus moments this year.
there are some who did.
Now, Sifuna was asked how they reached the decision to actually host out the six constituencies where they will have to be re-electing the MPs. And he indicated that they reached that by seeing those who had voted twice for the government aspects, you know. I don't know whether they are becoming sacrificial lambs or if indeed this is what is happening. Now that recently we saw Sifuna being sacrificed by Gloria somewhere. Let's go on.
Yes, this is the criteria we have applied, Luke, and we want to be able to focus on these 6 as a lesson to all the others. Is there any other question? Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that is how they moved away.
This is the Rack POS.
Right? This is how they moved away.
For your business. Built for...
Okay, so I've seen their mics, not mic actually, but I've seen Joho. I've also seen the Kakamega, the former the former governor Kakamega Oparanya. Who else is an area of interest here? I can't see Mbadi. I can't see who else. So they're saying that all ODM CSs have resigned. So I'm expecting that Mbadi is no longer in power. Oparanya is not. Wandai is not. Oh, there's Wandai here. Wandai is not now in the office. And we are also not going to see who else in office, right? What next? What next? Yesterday, of course, we saw the president begging citizens to allow him go for his term completely and then let him get to government. And then in the morning, I saw somebody suggesting about something to do with the arming the police. Was it even the police or the army? At the same time, the president actually called Maraga a hypocrite. A hypocrite who is pretending, yet he failed the state during his leadership. I don't know whether we actually understand why this was the case. Maybe I'll just play from a podcast shortly. Now, we also saw Senator Medu, who was risking arrest after destroying Ruto's name in Limuru in the absence of Gachagua. We have also seen that Salasia is targeting Gachagua, and he regrets at it. These are the forthcoming aspects. So let's begin with this one.
So let me start.
The ones who are the drivers of the team. What about the Indians?
The Indians.
Well,
the Luyas.
The Luyas. We are all in business. So what we have to tell regarding the Shambas that we were looking at you. You want to kill the momentum. You know, in politics, there comes a point whereby you speak issues, but don't become a bother.
Look at us talking.
About that, how did you become a bother? We know now, it's now time for you to say what we are going to do for this country once we are going to be elected. And how we're going to change this country. Sio kwanza kuongea like it's about the community. Now again you want to own this momentum as you are the one now giving the instructions.
Salasia seems new in politics. Manifest well keep quiet. You know makosa Mondo, there is no hope.
Sasa umesema mambo na mambo mingi huko tuachane naye. Sasa sasa mimi nataka watu wa Mumias watakuwa free. Haina mtu mwingine. Ndio vizuri. Ndio tunapenda. Kabisa. Ndio tunapenda. Mtu yangu. Mtu yangu. Tunajale. Utafanya pia niko na pesa mingi kama kiasi umeniambia. Hata nimesema leo sitaki tuache huko. Hata walipigiwa simu akaniambia sasa uacheke watu wa ground. Sasa tumewaacha. Tunawafanyie kazi. Kabisa. Sasa umesema mambo na mambo mingi huko tuachane naye.
Now Salasia's presence with Sudi has raised a lot of questions. Quite interesting.
Just take a seat. What is your point of clarification, Deputy Speaker?
Speaker, you notice the tradition of the House. When you read such a communication, Senators should have pronged that delegation. I was communicating to my brother here that senators are not running how the House behaves or so some of them are very senior members here. Nobody is stamping. It's only me who did not want to speak. I'm very happy indeed. Very, very happy. Because that is the tradition of Parliament.
You've made your point clear. Thank you for passing that information to your colleagues. The Senator for Nairobi City County, you may proceed.
Thank you, the Senator. Speaker, I want to alert the Senator from Meru that there is another tradition that when delegations come to visit us, we must buy them lunch. And now that you have insisted on the traditions of this house, the students from the USIU must know that lunch today will be from the Senator for Meru. Honorable Speaker, yes. And if he tries to feed you any brown beans, tell him in Nairobi only recognize KFC. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the House to welcome the student leaders from USIU. Indeed, I have many friends from USIU, this institution. My liaison officer, Karen, is one of those people who has maintained close relationships with this one.
So, of course, you saw that again. Politics is very interesting in Kenya, you know. Very interesting. Yeah. So, currently, you see clearly that the president is at the crossroads. Because now ODM, if all the CSS are actually walking out, you know, of course, there'll be tension that will grip, you know, in the government. Because when they did this intermarriage, they cooled down the timbers. But then things are flaring away. And therefore, ODM party has decided that they will not be part of it, right? So the state of the nation is that at current, ODM is sanitizing itself. And that is what people have to know, actually, the reality. Even though some people are suspecting that maybe Sifuna is going to be kicked out from ODM, that was not the reality. And I read that when he went to Citizen, he was speaking with a lot of confidence. He was actually telling us that there's a private discussion that they have held with Baba for long. Maybe they have pressurized him, but for whatever reason or whatever it is what it is, you know. So we will be ending here. we will be ending here. But we just have to be on the watch out as Kenyans, as voters, you know. With what all these people are doing, we should understand whether they are playing tricks on us. As so far, Babu has announced his gubernatorial seat in Nairobi, and we are having the state of the nation as it is. So it's upon an individual to actually weigh what is happening and make sense of the interest, the intention, the motives of these citizens, the senior citizens, we can call them that, and actually see into their lives if there are any lies. So thank you for now. It's actually now dark. I started early. It's now dark. So pleasure to have you here. I've only had 3 likes out of 30. My target today was 30 out of 30. But I appreciate for whatever I've got today. Bye-bye for now. Till we meet again. Wewe nikimaliza